Hey everyone, Tula here with Key Wellness. And today I'd like to kind of bring you up to date since I have not done a video since October of 2024. So I just wanted to bring you kind of up to speed as to what's been going on with me and where I'm going from here. So let's first recap some of the things that have gone on. Shortly after my last video, as I said, which was in October of 2024, we were hit by Hurricane Helene, and that was just weeks after we had been hit by Hurricane Debby. So first of all, we went through two back-to-back hurricanes. Needless to say, Helene, being a Category 5, was rather significant. So first, Debby came through with some heavy flooding, and then weeks later, Helene came through and did a lot of damage with the Category 5 winds. So there was a lot going on at that time to deal with in the post-hurricane damage. So that was the first thing. But if you know me at all from listening to my videos, you know that that's not something that's going to keep me down for long. In fact, as usual, I found a silver lining. But there's more. While we were dealing with all of the post-hurricane cleanup and changes that brought about, my daughter, who had been involved with starting Key Wellness with me, and who, as I've mentioned in prior videos, was our naturopath, and who also handled the nutrition and reflexology components. She was also a Reiki instructor. She decided she wanted to do something else and has since moved on. So by the time I was done with all of the hurricane cleaning up and making some changes, I was left with a decision. Do I continue with Key Wellness on my own, or do I just go ahead and sit back and enjoy my retirement? So I was taking some time to mull this over. And the first thing I discovered is that not doing something that helps other people is the last thing that's going to let me enjoy my retirement. I just feel a very strong call to be available to other people. I've been an educator for the far majority of my life, and my life is more complete and more fulfilling when I'm serving others. So what I decided to do is to go ahead and continue with Key Wellness and with this video series, only I will have to be making some changes. I closed down the website temporarily while I'm revamping. And of course, without my daughter, we will not be offering the reflexology or the naturopathy. However, for my fitness and health clients, I will continue to offer nutrition as part of a complete holistic program. And then in terms of the spiritual aspect, that's been my passion. So my main focuses will continue to be spiritual growth within your body, you as an individual, and continuing on your path of spiritual enlightenment, and also creating an environment around oneself that is beneficial to that. And that is the feng shui that I love to do. And feng shui has always been a part of all the interior design that I have done. Now, I don't think I've ever mentioned that in my past, I have mentioned that I was a park ranger and a wilderness instructor. But also because I was always involved in education, I was certified as what they call an interpretive master planner. In other words, I have designed master plans for museums, historic sites, nature centers, and things of that sort. As a result, that passion, that love for design has carried over into home design. And when I do home design and classroom design, and if requested, when I'm working like on a contract basis, I build feng shui into the design. So I always allow for the energetics to maximize the human potential in an environment, whether it's a room, in a house, whether it's an entire home or business or structure of some sort. So the feng shui will continue to be part of my offerings, along with these videos and along with the consulting and the counseling for spiritual growth and enlightenment. You'll be able to find out much more about our offerings and the restructuring of Key Wellness when the website is back up and running. But in a nutshell, we will still be focusing on spiritual growth, education and guidance and counseling, feng shui, education, guidance, and counseling, and a holistic approach to health, and that includes physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual or energetic. But as I said, when the website is back up and running, I will let you know, and you'll be able to go there to learn more about how I've restructured. But in the meanwhile, you can look forward to more of these videos. I had been working toward the feng shui right before being hit with the hurricane. So that's kind of ironic, right? But it turned out to be, like I said, silver lining. So I used that to the advantage. There was hurricane damage. That was the perfect excuse, perfect segue into some remodeling and redecorating. So the feng shui, I use that as an opportunity to focus on that, and I will be doing a number of videos on feng shui so you could try and learn how to do it for yourself. And of course, I'm always available for consulting, even online, some virtual guidance, and that's actually fun. You can take me on a tour virtually of the spot you want to feng shui, and virtually I can help you with that. So we'll be getting into that as we move forward. The other thing that happened as a result of the hurricane was actually a happy ending and a happy surprise on manifesting. And if you have heard some of my videos on manifesting, you know that I have fun with it. I always throw something before the universe and say, hey, this is what I need now, or this is what I'm manifesting for. And then I let the universe take it from there, and I'm just like, surprise me. Let's make this an adventure. I will be sharing about that in a separate video because that's kind of fun. But this was just a real quick bring you up to speed. I had not done a video in, almost right around a year and a half at this point. But I am back, and I am excited to be visiting with you again. So please comment below as to things you would like for me to focus on, because I am getting restarted. So if there's a need out there, let me know what it is. I'll be happy to focus some attention in that direction and do some videos for you. And also don't forget to subscribe, like, and please share these videos. One of the biggest reasons that got me to say, oh my gosh, I just need to go back and do Key Wellness is I have been hearing so many people that are struggling right now. People are in despair. And I have been hearing from teachers and educators that are quitting because the students have become so difficult to work with. And as you know, I have been a wilderness instructor. I've worked with adjudicated youth. I've worked with at-risk kids. I've worked with inner city. I've worked with kids with emotional challenges. And I hear these teachers and my heart goes out to them. And I realize it's not just teachers. It is where we are as a whole in society. And I just felt like I have got to help these people. This is the universe telling me there is a need. People are hurting and you need to be out there. And it feels good to be out here, reaching out to you. So I look forward to doing more videos and sharing my heart with you and sharing my knowledge with you and helping you in your quest for enlightenment and personal development. So thanks for listening. It's great to be back. This is Tula signing out. Have a great day.